freiliche Pire. Weil ich bin mein Jachasweidus, ich Jachasweidus, ich bin mein Jachasweidus, ich Jachasweidus. Amoi, lach mai oi di ve'atish, amoi, lach mai oi di ve'atish. Sheva veze min mai umedinu, sheva veze min mai umedinu. Weil ich bin mein Jachasweidus, ich Jachasweidus, ich bin mein Jachasweidus, ich Jachasweidus. Amoi, lach mai oi di ve'atish, amoi, lach mai oi di ve'atish. Sheva veze min mai umedinu, sheva veze min mai umedinu. Ich bin mein Jachasweidus, ich Jachasweidus, ich bin mein Jachasweidus, ich Jachasweidus. Amoi, lach mai oi di ve'atish, amoi, lach mai oi di ve'atish. Sheva veze min mai umedinu, sheva veze min mai umedinu, sheva veze.
Good morning, everyone. There is a custom during the Megilla reading that 4 psukim are read by the entire congregation and then repeated by the chazan. The psukim are, number 1, Ish Yehudi Ayabish Shushan Abira, introducing us to Mordechai. The second pasuk is Mordechai Yatza Milifnei HaMelech, when Mordechai finally came before the king, all dressed up. The third pasuk is La Yehudim Aita Ora V'Simcha V'Sason V'Yikar, that we say a Havdalah. And finally, the last pasuk of the Megillah. That is the custom that's brought in the Ramah, and it seems to be a widespread custom. Explains the Mishnah Berurah, Mishum Simcha. It actually increases our joy, that not only are we reading it, and not only are we reliving it, but we're all saying it together. However, says the Mishnah Berurah that you have to be careful that the Baal Koreh will repeat it, because lechatchila, we should hear the whole Megillah from a kosher Megillah. B'di'evet, up to half the Megillah, if you read from a Chumash, is kosher. But lechatchila, you should read the Megillah from a kosher Megillah. So thank God in every shul you have a Baal Koreh with a kosher Megillah. So everyone should say the psukim first, and then the Baal Koreh will repeat them from the kosher Megillah. What's interesting is this is not an isolated case. A day before Purim, during Tanis Esther, as well as other fast days, we do exactly the same thing. Not mishum simcha, but because we want to le'orer rachamim, we want God to give us even more mercy that we need on fast days, and therefore we say certain psukim from the laning of a fast day out loud. Namely, Shuv micharon apecha v'hinachem ala ra'ale amecha, please God, come back from your terrible rage against the Jewish people. The Yud Gimel Midot we say out loud, and finally, V'salachta la'avoneinu l'chatotenu nechaltanu, and you have forgiven us. There too, the Mishnah Berurah and the Magen Avraham are very, very explicit, and they say that the Baal Koreh should, of course, read these psukim again after the congregation says it, because you're supposed to hear the laning from a Sefer Torah. Here there is no heter to read it from a Chumash, and therefore the proper protocol is that the congregation says it, and then the Baal Koreh repeats it. And he should only repeat it when everyone is nice and quiet. I believe that if you put these two customs together, that literally come a day after a day, Thursday Tanis Esther this year, then Friday Purim, we see that in shul, throughout the generations, our rabbis didn't just want us to fulfill mitzvot. They wanted it to be an experience. And they always thought to themselves, how do we make it more into an experience? So we lane all the time. But laning on a fast day, talking about God forgiving the Jewish people, on days of calamities, on days that were very dire for the Jewish people, they wanted to add something. So they said, during laning, everyone will say 3 psukim. And the same thing with regard to Megillas Esther. They didn't just want us to read the Megillah, have a Baal Koreh read it straight. They wanted us to get excited about it. And we do many things to get excited. If it's banging at Haman, and if it's the special nigun we use. All of this is to make it into more of an experience and not to a dry mitzvah that you do. But even when you make something into an experience, you have to keep halacha. And halacha is that lechatchila you should read from a kosher Megillah, and by laning for sure you have to read from the Sefer Torah. And thus, we indeed encourage people to say it. We all say it together, albeit make sure the Baal Koreh repeats it.